of it. What
You
do
know
you
what I'm
mean?
saying?
What do you mean
No,
I'm sweating
hey,
it?
don't worry about what.
What do you mean
Just
I'm
be
sweating it?
Just be sweating this week.
I'm not sweating
Because
nothing.
we're gonna be real close next week. Okay.
You've been saying that for weeks. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
we are live. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I don't have a bandana, so I'm just gonna grab one. Not a Christmas bandana.
Yeah, because we're not at Christmas yet.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
So stop putting the Christmas stuff out.
I do, but look at this thing. I bought.
No,
It's penguins. It's penguins.
Put it.
Penguins and snowflakes,
away.
bro. All right, I put it down.
See,
I put it down.
I don't want to see it to the end of November.
Well, I was excited. It looked really cool.
It looks all right.
But hey, howdy ho, everybody. First off, I just want to say, if you look forward to our gaming cast, I'm really sorry. We missed that last week.
Yes.
All Duck's fault.
Yep. I apologize because it was
totally my fault. But we're looking at some alternative ways to get that content out there when we do miss. So
yeah, I had something set up, but it just didn't work out right at the time. So I do have something though. If he does miss again, which probably is going to happen because it's constant what we're seeing here.
I like how it's me. There was once when you have missed.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, listen, I'm getting the red bandana because he's fighting words. we is gonna be fighting.
Ooh.
All I know is these power rankings are gonna be hot.
All right, well,
let's jump into it. You ready? You ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Week 1 or week 1.
Whoa.
Week 5.
Whoa.
It's concluded in the NFL. What did we learn? We're gonna find that out. I already can tell you this. Duck will never pick the Panthers again.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
Never, ever.
I don't care
back together.
who they're playing. They could be playing the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. No, get out of here.
It's not happening.
Get out of here.
It's not happening.
Get out of here.
Just put me down for whoever against.
Okay. Oh, first off, let's get into our weekly picks. Just a little spoiler alert. We broke even this week.
Mm-hmm.
We both went 10-6. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We are both above 500 here for sure.
I mean, that's
easily. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I'm still, I thought I was a lot higher. Only 4 games ahead of you, though.
Mm-hmm. Sweating it.
That's
why you put the red one on, because you're going to get a little perspiration going on today. You're going to need to mop it up, so you better get another one just in case.
Listen, I took some questionable picks for you to try to catch up.
Oh.
It's not my fault some of those teams.
Yeah. Well, there were so many close games this week. It was incredible.
There were some really good ones. Speaking of close games, Rams and Seahawks, not very close.
No.
This still goes towards my prediction. Oh, by the way, I don't have the
9 points. It wasn't that bad.
You have the
and then Russell Wilson got hurt at the end of the game, so I mean that didn't help. And Geno Smith can't, he threw a touchdown and then interception. That's just he's 1-to-1 guy.
I didn't even pull up the score.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
26-17. My word. Another one. Let me write this down. Vanilla James just dropped the ball. This thing is full of hash marks here in this paper, so I'm tallying them all.
Well, let's get into some serious talk here. This was really the battle of broken fingers. Matthew Stafford was having an obvious finger issue. Russell Wilson said, "Hold my beer. Let me show you what one looks like."
I saw that and I had to look away. I was like, "Oh, he can't throw. He's not gonna be able to throw anything."
Nope. So he's out. A couple weeks.
I'm surprised he didn't come back in though.
He tried.
He tried. That severe.
He tried to come back in.
It was just throwing him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was just too severe. He couldn't grasp the ball very well.
He tried to come back in, couldn't do it. Geno, I mean, when I saw Geno scored that first touchdown, I was hearing some Seattle fans say, "Trade Wilson, trade Wilson."
God. Get out of here! That just sounds like there must have been some Browns fans over there because they're doing the same thing with Baker. So,
well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with and I've talked about this before. Is like when you pay a guy like Russell that much money.
Oh yeah,
he's got to make up the deficit of you not signing some other big players, or your draft picks have to be on point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think they have been.
No,
100%.
I mean, we see a team like the Rams, right? The Rams are a team that are basically trading their first round picks because they're like, listen, we ain't going to sign them for that much money anyway. We can't. So we'll just trade our first round picks for talent. Right. I mean, I think the pick rate for first round picks is like what, 52% or some low number like that. So if you could trade 2 first round picks for a guaranteed hit, that's not bad. Granted, you're not getting that longevity of a rookie contract and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a short term. As long as you can fill it in with your veterans, and your free agents and stuff like that, you're good to go. But that's the tough part. So
yeah, but it's you're telling you, Seattle not going to be 500 this year.
I'm not.
And this was before the injury.
I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet, even with the injury.
Closer, it seems like. Yeah, I'm not a Geno fan. I mean, he's been around the block a few times, different teams, so he's definitely not your full fit there. So we'll see.
Next up, we have You Sound Like You're From London. We had the Jets and the Falcons playing in London. This was a very I don't know what London did to deserve this. Next week ain't any better.
Right.
It's like, hey, listen, let's set up our crap teams. Yeah. Who we got? Who we got? Jets and the Falcons. Definitely going to be Jets and the Falcons. Those are going to be like 5-0 by week.
The only worse it could have been is if they put the Giants and the Jets, or if you put Miami over there.
I think the Giants and Jets would have been a good game because the 2 New York teams.
2 rivalry. Yeah, right. I guess that would have been too good. But if you put Miami and Jets, oof.
I mean, I don't know. This might have been worse because this was pretty bad. This was pretty gross. For the record, though, the Falcons did beat the Jets 27-20, way closer than it should have been. The Falcons were dominating. The Jets were back to their normal. We don't have offense. We can't do anything. Zach Wilson is a prime example of a QB that should have sat this year. We've talked about that with some other QBs, but we will talk about another QB, that same thing. But you see spectacular plays, but then he goes to a wide open screen pass and he throws that the guys like not intentionally at the feet. He can't hit his target, and it's very disappointing for a high first round pick like that just to be just absolute garbage.
But, yeah, they're both looking pretty bad. I mean, the offense, even with they're 32nd in offense. The Jets are. They're not even averaging 12 points a game. That's pretty rough. You can't win games like that, even if it's close.
Yeah,
typically not going to win that. Their defense is not bad. They have a pretty decent defense, stats overall. But yeah, I mean they're in 14th, 15th overall on defense, which isn't too terribly bad, but their offense is not doing anything to help them at all.
Yeah, I mean, people were pointing out that Kyle Pitts had a really good game. They're like, "This is it, finally, Kyle Pitts had a good game." No, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's the Jets suck in all aspects. They give the most fantasy points to tight ends.
And
it's straight pump the brakes. Atlanta still sucks. Calm down.
Right.
Let's move on. Oh God, this was another heartbreaker. This was the deep cut. We go up. By the way, this game was as a Lions fan, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm just lost. I'm a hopeless romantic normally, but I'm just I feel beat. I feel beat down. I feel like I am the picked on kid in the playground right now. And I'm the kid with lice. Nobody wants to touch or play with.
Mm-hmm. And I watched this game too. This was the one
rough, man. I mean, and then
of interest.
see, this is
it
what it's like
was,
to be a Lions fan. You get excited. They go for the tie. They get the tying score. Like 34 seconds left in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What does our coach do? You know what? We're going to go for the win. Screw kicking the game tying field goal. We're going for 2.
Right.
And then we get it. We get it. That's it. That's the oh my God. No, the Vikings are going to storm down there with their kicker that's already missed the field goal, and he's going to kick it in.
Yep.
I mean, luckily for us, it wasn't a record-breaking, 60-some yard kick.
I mean, Cousins is having a good game, a good season, overall. But all you needed to do is put pressure on him. The Browns showed what you needed to do against him, and they did that.
All right, here's
easily.
the thing. So, are the Vikings just... Is this proof that the Vikings are a bad team, or is this proof that the Lions are not as bad of a team?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough question.
It's hard to say.
Right?
Like,
because Vikings should have... I mean, I would say the Detroit's not as bad as everybody thinks they are compared to other teams.
I think they have a lot of heart.
The defense isn't great. I mean, they're not doing too well in some categories. They have a lot to work on for sure. But
by the way,
I don't know.
If they won this game, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna save it. I will save it. Just know if the Lions ever win a game, our backgrounds are gonna look a lot alike. Which I think you're trolling me at this point.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I will say, though, Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach, really made me fall in love with him more. Goes up to the podium after the game, and he is just crying. Just upset. Just, tearful, crying, real. And I will say this. His players, the Lions are going to come out and play next week. Because your head coach goes out there, shows his emotions. Those players they're gonna hear that message, and they're gonna rally around the coach. So I would not be surprised if they win a game soon that they should have no business winning.
Yeah, it shows passion though too. He's put a lot of time and a lot of effort. These coaches don't work your typical 8-hour shifts. They're there all day. They're probably sleeping in the offices too. So Dan
Campbell is a former Lion as well.
Yeah.
So he understands the city.
He's
this team.
Definitely passionate for the team. So
next up, we had the Saints 33-22 over the Washington football team. Not much to say in this game. Washington had quite a bit. The Saints came back. Callaway with 2 touchdowns. Oh, speaking of which, our best ball team. We're going to get into that after this.
It's okay.
No, she walked in, and I think she saw the camera, and she just had that, crap. Whoa. She literally was like,
right.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Which, by the way, that Washington Saints game, I picked Washington that game, so that was my first loss in our picks. This game, the Patriots versus the Texans. The Texans should have won this game, in my opinion. No, they got absolutely crushed here. The Texans should have won this game. They were dominating at the beginning. To let the Patriots come back like that. But then again, we already know that the Texans aren't a good team.
Right.
I think what the
major hype was the first game of the season, right? Mm-hmm. They came 1-0, and what have they done since? They've lost 4 in a row. So
Mac Jones proved he could play when we saw Brady come into town, and that was all eyes. You're Brady's successor, and that's another thing we talked about before. Is sometimes we got to stop judging Mac Jones and stop trying to compare him to be Tom Brady. He's never going to be Tom Brady. We just need to compare him to other QBs within his class, and just how he is overall by himself, even if it's in a bubble. We got to stop trying to compare him to Brady.
Yeah.
And he looks good. He looks good. Like
Yep.
we've said, some QB should sit. I still think Mac Jones should have sat a year. Develop more leadership skills. I think he looks like a sad puppy out there. He really does.
This is for any quarterback, though. I mean,
Zach Wilson has a puppy dog face.
We'll talk. Yeah, that's just his
he
face
looks
in
like
general,
a
right?
child out there.
So
I feel like I
Mac
should call
Jones kinda like
CPS
that,
on
too.
him.
But like if you look at, we'll talk about later too. Justin Herbert, right? He didn't play last year. I don't think, right? He didn't play his first year. Second year coming in.
I think he played towards the end of the season.
Maybe he played at the end. Yeah, he didn't play at the beginning. At least you didn't play your first snap was the first game of you coming out of college. Okay.
Trevor Lawrence is a prime example of this too.
Right. Oh,
Gardner Minshew should have been the starting QB.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
Next up, we had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home against the Dolphins, just putting on a clinic.
Bouncing.
Brady's like, you know what? I'm 40. How old? 40 some. I'm throwing 5 touchdowns.
This is his first time doing that, and he was 44.
No, this was his first time. Throwing 400
first
yards.
Time 400 plus yards. Yeah, 400
yards. yards. He's throwing 5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. He's done that before. Yeah,
I think he ties the record for 6.
411 yards, and you're 44 doing that. What?
The GOAT.
5 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, his completion percentage was amazing. What can you say? I mean, he's smart enough. He does take hits. He does get hit. But he's smart enough to get rid of the ball on time. He knows what to do.
And for the younger generation too, what Brady is. So like we see like the Lamar Jacksons, the Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray. Yep. These quarterbacks that are prototypical. They're running the ball, going everywhere. They have big arms. Brady is an old school guy where he is a field general. I know Tony Romo didn't have the best record, but Tony Romo is one of them. Peyton Manning is one of the best. He's I would put him. He might be smarter than Tom Brady on the field.
Oh, I agree with that
because Peyton Manning could dissect a defense. Like he knew your play before you did. And I didn't think Tony Romo was this way till I saw him hit the announcer booth, and I'm like,
oh my
Romo Damas, and I'm like, whoa, like he's calling plays.
So those 3 guys, I bet, in any time they're playing, they're knowing what's going to happen before your defense even does it. So they're that smart. They understand because the time and energy and the thought and everything they put into it is amazing. I mean, yeah, but I would say out of those 3, Peyton Manning is definitely on the top when it comes to that.
But I mean that's this new age. Like if you look at Brady can read the defense and know like, all right, look, I'm checking into a run play, and he's also not running the ball, which we've talked about as QBs that run the ball. They risk injury, and you're far too important. You are far too important to be doing that.
What I was gonna say is you look at the longevity of somebody doing that. Show me somebody that's running constantly and going for those types of plays with this longevity. There hasn't been, and I don't think there ever will be. If somebody even gets close to their 40s and is still running around like that, please.
But Doc, what about Michael Vick?
Michael Vick, but he wasn't in his 40s.
No, he was not.
He
also had my size hands. He had tiny hands.
Yeah, so
he had tiny. He fumbled a lot.
We're talking a guy that's almost halfway to 50 and still quarterbacking and threw for over 400 yards.
He looks better this year than he looks in younger days. He throws a ball like a dot. We need to move on. Let's move on. Enough with Brady. Let's talk about some other teams here. Green Bay. This was a game. This was
Cool me down.
I know, man. So this was my next loss, by the way. I took the Bengals over the Packers, and this one, neither of these teams wanted this game. They tried. Crosby missed like 3 field goals in a row or 4.
Oh my gosh.
And then Cincinnati's like, you know what? Hold my beer. I'm gonna miss 2 now.
It's comical.
Yeah, it was this. I mean, Green Bay ended up winning this game by a field goal. It was really just who really wanted to make a kick. I think the wind decided this game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, five. They had 3 missed field goals, then an interception, then 2 more missed field goals, and then he finally made it at the end.
I mean, the one thing this game did prove a little bit more was that the connection. This is why they drafted Jamar Chase. This is why they drafted Jamar Chase. And people gave Cincinnati a lot of crap for not taking a Penei Sewell to help Burrow. No, they wanted to give him a weapon that he is 100% has that connection. There was drop issues in the preseason, but Burrow knows him, and he's not. He knows that guy. Like, that's my guy. I know he's gonna catch the ball. He's gonna pick it up. He's gonna be fine. He's coming on. He's gonna be fine. So he knows. They know each other's mind. They could read. Connections like that take years to make. And they already have, and I'm talking elite connections, and I believe they have an elite connection.
But they're going to be a good team.
Yeah, I'm still very high. I still think they're the team the Browns need to beat in their division. Green Bay just looking a little better. You know, you played in Cincinnati. There's that. Next up, we have the Steelers beating the the Broncos. This was Duck's second loss. Yeah, your second loss here. This proved my point that the Broncos, we don't know what they are because their first 3 wins were against teams with a combined record of 1-12 or 1-11.
Yeah, they should have won this game. Had they have a little better rushing. I think their rushing was a little bit rough for them. Cortland Sutton had a pretty good game. So did Tim Patrick. I mean, they had good receiving. Teddy wasn't bad, you know. Had one pick, 2 touchdowns. I did also
call this game. It's in Pittsburgh too, which is very important to know. I mean, we're back home with fans. You know, the steel curtain came out.
It still was close.
But I will say, I think the deciding factor of this game was that it was in Pittsburgh. If you would have said this game was in Denver, I would probably take Denver. You know, with the Mile High, breathing, Denver's going to be used to that. Pittsburgh wasn't. Pittsburgh isn't that great of a team, but I picked this team, or this week. Pittsburgh's going to win at home. They're not that bad of a team, and we don't know the Broncos, and we got to know a little bit more about them this week.
I just think it shows you what these teams are going to be. They're going to be middle of the pack teams this year.
All right, I'm gonna
overall.
I know your discussion on this pick right here, and it's gonna be real short and sweet. So I'll let you have the field here. The Eagles 21-18.
Yeah, never picking Carolina again.
All right, you got that out there. All right, so I will sit here and tell you that this was ridiculous. The Panthers were stomping this team. They had this in the driver's seat, complete control, and then they just decided, you know what? I don't want it. You can have it.
They pulled a Sam Darnold like he always does. Look at his stats. 21 of 37, 177 yards, 1 touchdown. That's good. 3 INTs. That is what Sam Darnold is, and you're finally seeing who this person is again.
It's a 3-2 team. I know another 3-2 team we're going to talk about in a minute, and I think they're done.
They're done. This is over. So.
They are not done. Sam Darnold still leads the league in rushing TDs. One of my favorite.
Doesn't matter.
One of my favorite QBs.
They're done.
Next up.
Next. Keep going.
Titans 37 to the Jaguars 18. This is going to be real simple. The Jags still suck. The Jags still suck.
I think they had.
Did you take the Jags? Yeah. Duck also took the Jags in this one. I believe I'm going to quote you by not really quoting you. I believe you said you got to catch up to me, so you're taking this pick. Which if you wouldn't have said that,
they probably would have won.
You would have put yourself up a game here.
Well, it didn't help. Derrick Henry went beast mode on everybody.
I mean, it was literally against Jacksonville. What did you expect?
Well, that's
what he does.
Expect Jacksonville to do something.
Next up, the game of the week, really. This was an obvious one for me. This was Duck's next L. This was the trumpeting.
Obvious one?
The obvious, just absolute raffle stomp. There was a curb stomp. I believe the police were called for a mugging. There might be some jail time served after this butt whooping of the Browns, 47-2.
Are you done? Are you done?
The Chargers win, going to 4-1, proving that they are the dominant team in the AFC behind the Bills. The Browns probably 3-2, probably should be last place, the worst team in the league.
Right. So besides the fact that we had half of our starting defense not even playing,
while Duck goes on his rant, I'm gonna go get a beverage.
From the beginning, our team broke down horrible in the fourth quarter. Giving up 26 points in the fourth quarter is atrocious. We had 2 touchdowns that were given up by our secondary that nobody was there to cover. I don't know what was going on. The problem was our cornerbacks are out. We lost some safeties. Jadeveon Clowney's not playing. Baker had a great game. Okay, offense was on point. Great game. The refs blew it again like normal, calling an offensive, defensive pass interference when it went both ways.
I want to interrupt you real quick.
Let me finish. Hold on.
Okay.
Gosh. I'm just saying the penalty. You can see both sides.
The floor
where
is
it came from both sides. So it should have been offsetting on both sides, but we got screwed on that again, which is typical. But go ahead.
Can we at least just admit that pick by Baker was like the worst throw ever?
What pick?
Where he got picked off towards the end of the game.
He never got picked off.
Baker didn't get a pick.
No,
he didn't throw a pick.
No interceptions.
He didn't throw a pick.
I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't throw a single interception. He didn't throw a single interception. So you didn't even watch the game.
Oh, you're right.
It was
a fumble. My bad.
Okay.
My bad. Fumble. Whatever.
Yeah, fumble. It does hurt, but that wasn't the point of the game. The point of the thing is our defense couldn't do crap this game when they completely shut down 2 teams prior to this. And all the injuries have not hurt. We just talked about this before we got on here. When I look at our defensive depth chart, it's like all red, IRs and questionable. I mean that you can't.
What that comes down to is the Browns are soft. They're weak.
They're soft, but they almost won this game. Something like that, right?
They've proven they're soft. That they can't beat the Chiefs. They can't beat the good teams. They're just soft. They're weak. Get hurt all the time.
They are. That's exactly what I thought.
For the record, I was rooting for the Browns this game. Though I picked the Chiefs. I literally texted you at halftime. What did I say? I said, our boy OBJ needs to pick it up. And Baker needs to throw some.
He had a big crucial drop.
Actually, no.
He shouldn't have dropped as well.
I said the Chargers need to score a touchdown. They were down by 2 so that the Browns didn't just run the ball the entire game.
I mean, if you had David Njoku in your fantasy,
I have him in one of my best balls.
149 yards is a touchdown. Woo.
Every team in my best ball has Gronk
or Nick Chubb. We had Nick Chubb, right?
Yeah, we have Nick Chubb in ours. Yeah, I have him in like 2.
Carries, 161 yards, a touchdown. Oh my gosh!
We'll get into the best ball in a minute here.
And Mike Williams, though, he lit us up. Oof.
Yeah. Next up, we had the Bears. This was actually a surprising game. The Bears beating the Raiders 20-9.
This
was very shocking. I mean, the Raiders' offense just could not move the ball. It looked ugly. I think the main story is with what's coming out about the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
John Gruden stepping down. I think this team's done. This team's cooked.
Yeah, I don't see how they can come out of this. I mean, what are they going to do with a coach beginning of the season resigning?
Just get straight cancel culture.
And then 100%.
Taken out
from 12 years ago, which should have been taken care of at that time.
I said we would not go on this rant. I said it. I'm over here bringing up the point.
I'm just saying, if something comes up that they've known about for 12 years, should have been taken care of 12 years ago. Not right now.
My biggest thing with this is I'm tired of people saying things are a certain way, saying they're racist, misogynist, and homophobic, And then when like one of those comments was one of those, but the other two were not.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been suggestive, but he has every right to be suggestive.
Right.
So I'm pretty upset. I hate miscommunicating and mislabeling things. And people, that's cancel culture for you. When they put something and with that title and then they say it, and people who don't read into it just go, "Oh my God, he's this." Like, he called the guy, and I'm gonna quote, a pussy. That is not misogyny.
Right.
And I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's
his other word about Michael Sam was that was not, I mean, it's a different 12 years ago is a different time too. But it still doesn't make it all right. But the man deserves the time to be like apologize for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because you make a mistake, it should not damn you the rest of your career. It should not damn the rest of your life.
It almost does, because he put it in the email format, right?
Yeah.
So anything you put down, everybody takes it as that's what you are and who you are and what you believe. But I guarantee any of these commentators, these big names that are talking about this, are no better in their past.
No.
And maybe just in the future, right now, than they are of what happened with Gruden. They're just taking that opportunity to take the hit on him right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I am not going to speak for Duck, but I know for myself, if you were to take things that I said in my adolescence and teen years, and you would have brought up what I said then today, it would not be acceptable. But that was a different time, and I was younger. And as an adult, I understand the behavior or things that I said are not okay today. It's like when you're a child and you like the first time you say a bad word.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't understand the meaning of it. You know it's a bad word, but you do not understand the meaning.
Right.
And I think people deserve a chance to, turn a corner to be better people. And we need to stop canceling people just for some random tweet, random email from years ago. If you want to bring up and question them on it and bring it up and be like, how have you changed? Or like, do you feel that's acceptable today? That should have been the real question. Should have been at present. Do you feel this is acceptable today? Not, you should be punished today for something you said 12 years ago.
Yeah, and the fact that
I'm sorry, we live in America. You get to say whatever you want.
Right, and the fact that it had to be brought to the limelight, to the front of everything, the front of media, and everything had to be exposed on every single detail of what happened, to me just shows you that that's just an easy way, a cop-out way to get rid of somebody. Mm-hmm. Or to get rid of something that you don't want.
It definitely felt targeted at him, which is, that's a whole different topic. I will say there is a questioning thing. There is some real questions behind this. Like, so he's not the only one in this email chain. There are plenty of active executives and coaches in the NFL today that were involved in that. Some people feel like he had to fall on the sword to protect an investigation. So those are the questions that are really raised.
Investigated then.
But to me, it's like we said, it's an email chain from 12 years ago. There's not a crime.
Right, but if you're going to oust one person because of that, then everybody needs, and then you better just bring the whole gamut and let's get it all washed away, because this is a huge hit on him. It's because of his personality too.
Oh,
and the way he coaches and the way he is as a person. Sure, he's probably said some stuff. A lot of people said some stuff, like you said, in the past that they maybe regretted saying or done, and maybe not. I don't know. I think it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a big, as a veteran, a big believer in your First Amendment. You have every right to be misogynist, sexist, and racist. I don't think it's right, and I will call you out when I see you acting like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a right to do it. Now, I would like to know more about what was said in these things, if he really was being racist, misogynist, and transphobic or homophobic. I would love to know, because when I read it, I didn't see all that. I didn't see it. I read it differently. And it's pretty damning to where we are. But let's move on from that. Other than that, the Browns or the Bears didn't look that bad. They looked all right, but I think the real story was this: that the Raiders just look like hot garbage, and I think the Raiders are done. I don't think they can come back from this. I think John Gruden stepping down is going to be, from an organizational standpoint, I don't think they can recover.
It's a big hit. I mean, they got some easy games coming up that they should be winning.
Next up, let's talk about.
Play...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say their next few games are Broncos, Eagles, and Giants. So they should, if they're gonna bounce back, this is the time to do it before they get into their heavier schedule.
Yeah. Next up, we had the Arizona Cardinals at home against the 49ers. Very low scoring game. 17-10. And I will say this: I think the 49ers might have won this game if they had Jimmy G. Trey Lance.
I don't know
Trey Lance looked like a QB. It was a good example of a QB that needs to sit a year, which they are sitting him a year. You know, he's the backup behind Jimmy G, and you could see why. You know, one of the great examples that I seen was the play call sheet, right? When you have a rookie QB, that play call sheet's pretty low. It's pretty small. When they get a year to develop, we get to open up the playbook more. We get to have more, things. So by sitting here, you get to have them learn the playbook, expand it a bit. And they even use him still out there. They throw him out there in plays to get him out there, to have him as that threat, which I really love that too. That's chef kiss to coaching. Jimmy G, I wouldn't be too happy about it, but at the same time, Drew Brees was totally okay letting other QBs take over for him, letting a Jameis come in. I think Taysom Hill. But this game, Cardinals, I still looked very good in this game. Defense held up very nicely. 49ers, though, I think if they had Jimmy G, they might have won this game, which we would be singing a different tune.
I agree.
Next up, this was the Giants getting demolished. Now, this was the real beating. This is where the police really were. This was beyond a mugging. Yes. The Giants had injury, their entire team is in the hospital. I mean,
their three main players.
By the way, 44-20. But I want to say this: the Giants as an organization. Let's talk about this for a minute, all right? You drafted Saquon Barkley, great talent. I almost want to say generational talent. He just can't stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Ingram can't stay healthy. Then you go and you sign a big-time wide receiver in Kenny Galladay, who I think they overpaid him. But he has a history of injuries. And what do we see? Sterling Shepard was out for that game already. Saquon goes out. Kenny G goes out. Daniel Jones goes out. Those are the last three I named. Those are their starting guys. That's their big three. That's who they have. I'm surprised they could even keep it at 20.
Well, they had, that Kadarius Toney had a really good game. He didn't get any touchdowns, but 189 yards receiving definitely helped keep it somewhat. Get some points on the board.
I mean,
even though he didn't score it, but yeah.
I think this team is just I don't like the way they've picked players, drafted players. I mean, I like some of their draft picks, but I also don't like a lot of their signings. And I mean, something's not right when your whole team's getting hurt. I get Saquon Barkley's a freak accident, but the dude's always hurt.
He's always getting hurt. So yeah,
Saquon's
hurts.
not a guy that I'm signing for a big contract.
No,
he's a guy that's going to go to another team, get a make it deal, and he's going to just go off. Because he's not going to be paid this big money. He's got to prove it, and he's going to be the 2 guy, the 1/2, the 0.8 guy. Now, on to the game that we really want to talk about. 38 Bills, Chiefs 20. I'm putting the fork in the Chiefs. They're done. It's over. The Mahomes can sit down. The Bills look legit. But the Mahomes sit down. It's over.
I don't know if it's over.
It's over. I want to point this out. They even talked about how teams beat them. They talked about how the Ravens played a certain defense, another team, and even the Bills. They played 2 deep safeties and said, "Run it."
Well,
We'll
they
stop you.
learned from the first game of the year when the Browns
It's the
played
same
them.
thing the Bucks did in the Super Bowl.
Double team Tyreek Hill, or shadow him, and you'll win the
2
game.
deep safeties. That's all you need.
Essentially
2
what's
deep.
going on.
2 deep safeties. Our guys can beat you up front.
Mm-hmm.
Run the ball. Or nickel and dime your way there. We don't care. And a team like the Bills, they don't care. Like they're confident. They go down and score. They're okay with the Chiefs, nickel and diming, getting tired. And the Chiefs are a team, especially Patrick Mahomes. I think this is where he needs to evolve as a QB and grow a little more. Is you got to be patient. This is why a Brady is so good. Brady doesn't care. He will nickel and dime his happy butt up to a touchdown. He's like, "You're gonna give me that? I'll take it." Mahomes, you could tell he's impatient. Where he wants to go deep. He wants to give Tyreek that ball deep. He wants to give Kelsey the ball deep down the middle. Like, he wants to. And as a team, it looks like they're trying to force it when they should just be taking these nickel and diming plays, getting down the field, staying explosive in that aspect, and not trying to take the top off. Take your chance when you see it presented, but, like, don't force it. And that's where I think this team needs to evolve. And Andy Reid is really good at this. And that's what scares me. I mean, he did it with the Eagles. I mean, I feel like we have deja vu here. And can we please stop calling the Chiefs a dynasty? Because they're not. Can we do that? Can the Mahomes stop? Like, people literally, and I believe it was ESPN, they talked about this. People, we treat the Chiefs like they're like they're the Bulls from the 90s, Like they're Jordan and the Bulls. Well, like they're the Patriots and Brady. They made it to 2 Super Bowls and got crushed the majority of it. No, and I'm not even, don't even, just because they won a Super Bowl, Joe Flacco has a ring too. Eli Manning has 2.
Exactly.
I don't know if you have anything to add on that one.
No, I don't. I'm good.
All right.
I'm
Well, this is where I took my big L right here. This is where Duck tied me. The Colts should have won this game. This was ridiculous. They were dominating the Ravens. I mean, Lamar Jackson fumbled like 4 times on the 1-yard line, lost it twice. They looked like hot trash. And they kind of had the same rhythm where they're like, play 2 deep safeties on Baltimore, contain Lamar to the middle, so he has to run up the middle, and someone could possibly get a chance at grabbing him, which happened a lot. It seems to be that's the method teams want to be. Now, that also goes to the maturity of the head coach and Lamar. Will you evolve to know that's how people are attacking you? How are you going to beat it? Granted, they totally beat the Colts here, but they should not have.
Yeah, but this, I mean, if you look at the stats, his stats was almost better than Tom Brady's.
Yeah, but you're also playing comeback,
Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter, comeback or not. 37 and 43. That's a really good completion percentage.
Oh no, it was great. Lamar was great at the end there. It looked great.
Yeah,
but I watched that whole game. You're not going to tell me he was great that whole game.
No.
He looked like trash.
No. On paper, it was great.
On paper, it looked great. Yeah,
overall,
great.
Yes. He had a bad first half.
I'm over here trying to look up our best ball team, and I just searched Chick-fil-A for some reason. Don't judge me, man.
Gosh.
I'm all over the place. Like I went to the Google Chrome instead of DraftKings. Like
best ball and Chick-fil-A, pretty close to the same thing.
Yeah, they're like on the same level, man. Oh man, I actually thought we got second in our league this last week. So our best ball league, we are currently in 3rd place.
Okay.
Let me click on the right one. Let me validate. Let me make sure. Okay. All right, we're good. Yeah, we're currently in 3rd place, 7 points behind second, baby.
Nice.
7. We're 93. We're 94 away from first, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
We only need to get the second to get to the show.
Right.
But we have back-to-back third place weeks. We were third last week. We were third this week. Our team, I mean, I went through all my best ball leagues, and I'm gonna be a little honest here. When we drafted this team, I wasn't feeling the greatest.
Right.
But right now, baby, we looking good. We looking stacked. We got one guy that I'm pretty questionable on, but remind you, Jerick McKinnon, Clyde's Edward-Helaire went out. McKinnon started getting that ball. We have McKinnon, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about this. Baker, I told you at halftime I need that boy to step up. He stepped up. Nick Chubb, 27 for us. We had Antonio Gibson put up 21 in the RB2 spot. We had the glorious Mike Evans putting up that 32 points. Mind you, these are full point PPR. Marquise Callaway, 24 points. Emmanuel Sanders, one of our late picks, baby, 20 points. Leonard Fournette in the flex spot, 21 points.
Ooh,
and our
Leonard
savior, because Gronk was out. And Gronk's our starting tight end. Hunter Henry, baby.
Yeah,
Hunter Henry getting us 19. But let's talk about some of the people on our bench, right? We had McLaurin only put up 8. We had Chase Edmonds only put up 5. OBJ only got 4.
Yeah, he had not a great game.
So our guys, that we didn't expect, Emmanuel Sanders, Hunter Henry, Leonard Fournette, stepping it up. Taking over when those guys fall down. That's what best ball's about, baby. And, I think this team is looking good. Even looking at our bench, just real quick. I said we have McLaurin, who didn't make it on the starting this week. Jared Goff, who's our backup QB with Baker there. I think that's our weakest spot, is our quarterbacks. But you never know.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe the Lions decide, you know what? We're going to be throwing the ball to try to... I don't know. You never know. Mind you, Jared Goff was the number 1 QB week 1. Just saying. He's helped us. Zach Pascal, been a great player for us the first couple weeks. He still put up 7. We had Chase Edmonds. Randall Cobb. Him and Aaron Rodgers' connection is still there. He gave us 2 touchdowns last week. OBJ. I think when Landry comes back, Landry's going to help take some of those.
Yeah.
OJ Howard.
I think it'll be good. OB, I think they're still working on that connection because it still was rough the last time they played. So I think we'll see some little bounce back here.
OJ Howard. I mean, I have my questions on him, but he's like a oh crap tight end. I thought he would be much more, relevant if Gronk went down.
Right.
But I didn't realize how severe Howard's injury was last year, that he is still not 100% from it, and they're really just trying to ease him in. We talked about Jerick McKinnon. If he ends up being like the starter for the Chiefs, Duck. Baby, we're going to win. We might win, man. We might take this on. I think we are a little heavy at running back, though.
Yeah.
I think we are way ahead. Yeah.
We said that from the beginning.
If we could guarantee we get our running back slot filled and they could pick up the flex spot too, baby, we gold.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we all, going on to that running, we have Devin Singletary as well. Didn't do that much this week, but he's
not a bad.
He's the number 1 back. The problem is, it's a split backfield. It's a timeshare. So you got to hope to have the guy for the week, which in best ball is good. The
Browns are like that too, but Chubb is always putting up the numbers.
It may be that's like a 75-25. Let's be honest. That's a 75-25.
The other game, was it last game or the game before? Hunt was playing a lot.
Oh, he was. But I mean,
Chubb had a lot more of the carries this game. But prior to the game before that, they were both close in numbers. But yeah, it's Chubb's backfield, but Hunt is a beast as well. So it's the number 1 rushing offense in the right now. I mean, there's nobody in.
They have a great. I mean, their offensive line is good. Their running backs are amazing. We going back to our team. We also have AJ Green. I'm really high on this kid. I mean, he's coming back. He's the number 2 in Arizona. And you know, like he's had I think he's had one really good 2-touchdown week for us. We have Gronkowski, which the connection between him and Gronk this year
once he comes back in. Yeah, I mean that's
which we're getting really lucky that Hunter Henry is really stepping up for us there as well.
Yeah, right.
Now the spot that we're, that's we have that one spot where we're like that doesn't feel like a hit. We have Scotty Miller on IR. I actually thought this kid was going to be a lot better, but he's hurt.
Could be worse.
But I mean, Scotty
know.
Miller's one of those guys like they don't even need him. You have Evans, Godwin,
right?
Antonio Brown looks lights out. But he's that slot guy. When Gronk comes back, refreshed. Evans is going to be pushed a little back, unless maybe it could be the opposite. It could be Gronk comes back, and Brown continues to take those snaps.
But it's still going to open that field even more for that team. You know what I mean? It's just
offensively, they are a chef kiss away from a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Now let's get into what you really want to get into. Those power rankings, baby. I gotta scroll so I don't see it. I don't want to see it.
Yep. So we know. We should all know who the back end's gonna be. Rank 32 is Jaguars. That's just that's where they belong. They haven't won a game yet. I'm surprised Detroit's not back there with them yet either. But I think those last couple games.
Leave my lines out your mouth, man. Listen, man. I don't want
Jets are 31. They moved back 3 spots.
Let's be honest. I think
Houston Texans moved up from the bottom of the barrel to the to 2
how
spots
bad
up
Jacksonville
to 30.
is and the
Houston
Jets
Texans are. Detroit moved up 2.
Even with
that
baby.
loss, and even though they're 0-5.
Listen, when your coach cries like that, you move up.
Anything about them? Do you want to talk about before we move on?
No.
You're muted.
Am I still muted? Oh, am I muted now?
You're muted still.
Am I muted now? How about now?
Uh-oh.
Am I muted?
You're not there.
You're not there.
No.
Oh, I was muted. I was muted to you.
Okay. You're muted to.
I tried to mute myself when I sneezed, and I screwed everything up.
And then unmute. It's pretty simple.
I thought I did.
Well, you evidently didn't. So do you have anything to say about your Lions?
Only to a licensed therapist.
Okay. I'm not licensed, so we'll keep moving on. Dolphins are in front of the Lions. They moved back 2, though. They're ranked 28. The Giants moved back 3. I think you're going to see them keep falling. If those 3 are out, they're done.
Any of those 3 are out.
Washington football team moved back 3 as well. I
think that's my biggest question mark is Washington. I don't know about this team.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this team in general. I don't think they're going to be a great team for a while. I'm not sold on Ron Rivera as a coach Rivera as well. So that's kind of just going back to the Panthers days. So
you want to talk about a team that's too high?
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Are number 25, right? Where are they going to be? They've got 2 wins.
I don't care.
They can't be any higher.
The Giants are better than them.
No, are you kidding me?
Miami's better than them. Detroit's better than them.
Get out of here.
I debate the Texans are.
Colts are at 24. They went back 3 spots after their loss. I'm surprised. I'm surprised they went back that many with that loss,
especially with how close that game was.
Yeah.
If the Ravens are in the top 10, we're fighting.
Chicago's moving up. They're ranked 23, moved up 6 spots from the bottom to.
I think that has to do with everything, like they say on here. They won without David Montgomery.
They're 3-2. I mean, you gotta move them up there. Everybody else.
Can we say that maybe the distraction with John Gruden might have played a role?
I think it did. Oh, 100%.
Like, I think can we pump the brakes of the Bears a little bit?
Yeah, because I think I'm
that wasn't a well coached game.
But a lot of that was already before that game even hit. I'm sure the news was already spread about all that anyway before that. So that probably was made that game a little uneasy for everybody. New England's at 22. They stayed at 22. I'm good with that.
Oh,
Seahawks.
baby, yeah. You love to see
Woo!
it. You
From
love
12
to
to
see
21. That's
we talked
pretty
about
rough.
this last week. I said they should be in the
But you got an
20s.
injury. So that's an injury loss. In my opinion, they could have won that game if Russell was fine and didn't have the hand issue.
Maybe.
I think they would have won that. But to move them 9 spots from an injury, it's like losing a starting quarterback position to an injury. It's a little.
That is losing a starting quarterback to an injury.
It's a little rough, right? I mean, Geno Smith's not going to stay. When Russell's better, he's going to be starting over Geno 100%. That's not what I'm saying. Is it's like just let's throw them out of the rankings because they got hurt and they lost the game. Philadelphia moved up 5, which I don't know how they lost. Right?
They won. Or Philly won.
Philly won.
They came back and beat.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts came back.
Yeah, they came back and beat the Panthers, who are still we haven't talked about.
Ranked 20. Denver moved back 3 spots to 19.
This team is going to plummet. Let's be honest.
I think plummeting, but
this team's going to plummet.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Vegas moved back 7 spots from 11 to 18. I think that has to do with
$100 million contract.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big contract. I remember that signing. I was like, dang. And he was doing like multiple roles too. It wasn't just and he was running the team. Now to not having a job anymore.
Yep. That team's gonna plummet.
Still probably getting paid. I'm sure he's still getting some money.
Hopefully.
So I'm not San Fran moved down 4 spots from 13 to 17. With Trey Lance's first start, I believe that was, right? First career start.
First career starting the game.
Threw an interception. Didn't have the greatest game. I thought he would be a better fit. I thought he would play better that game, but evidently.
This team we need to pump the brakes on right here.
Yes. Moving them up 4 from 2016 is ridiculous.
The Steelers.
Steelers are they're washed up. Schuster's out for season-ending injury.
We have Juju, and I have Juju in the league. That's not good.
Juju's out. Yeah, season after a shoulder injury. He's done.
Well, it's good because I have him in one league, but
he was hurting bad in that game. So, that team, I don't see them going any higher than that. Minnesota did move up 2 ranks from 17 to 15.
I don't understand why they moved up. Let's be honest. You beat the Lions, right? I think the Lions are a competitive football team. I'm not gonna say good. Yeah, they're competitive. Right.
They had to put them somewhere. Other teams are, and there's almost too many bad teams. And you got to put them somewhere. Carolina Panthers stayed at 14. I have no idea why this is even possible. They should have been back at least to. If you're going to move anybody 9 spots, this is the team to move back. Sam Darnold was horrible.
One game being bad.
That doesn't matter. This guy, Jesus, whatever his name is, loves moving people when the quarterback is garbage. What's his face got hurt, and they got moved back. You're going to leave them at 14? Get out of here. This is garbage. Garbage play. Bengals moving up to 13 from 15.
The Panthers will be my free win every single week in our pick'em.
Even though, that's not.
Win, they're not going to never pick them again.
They'll never win anymore. They're going to lose quite a few games. If you keep Darnold there, you're going to lose.
Sam Darnold leads the league in rushing touchdowns.
Doesn't matter.
He's not a bad QB.
How many interceptions? He's awful. Just remember this. This recording.
Is he better than Kirk Cousins?
Remember that. No, not even close.
Is he better than Big Ben in his current state?
No. Ben is 10 times better in his current state.
No!
Oh, my God.
Yes. The door is over there. I will gladly accept my free win each and every week. Well, you will get maybe 3 more wins.
You're not going to get it. Tennessee's ranked 12. They moved up 6 spots.
We could pump the brakes on Tennessee, okay?
That was a little
team.
Bit,
they're not that
great. That's a little much. I mean, Derrick Henry had a beastly of a
Holy
game.
crap! Think of teams they need to pump the brakes on.
But this is a little ridiculous.
The Saints.
Oh my gosh! From 19 to rank 11, the Saints.
Can we pump the brakes on the Saints?
I mean,
I get
here we
they
go
won,
with
but
those drastic moves of 8-10 spots. You know, it's like let's move them to number 1 now next week when they win. You know what I mean?
Calm
I
down.
mean, that's probably what's going to happen.
If they
Why
beat
not?
if they play Arizona, beat Arizona, I'll put them in top 10.
Kansas City moved from 8 to
This
10.
is our first.
So they moved
This
out.
is our first. Yeah, hold on. This is the top 10. This is very important.
Very important.
Talk a little bit more about the top 10. So Kansas City falls to 10.
Yep.
I'm so happy to see this.
I don't.
Do you think they fall? Do you think they ever fall out this year? Do you think they fall out of the top 10?
I have to look at their schedule to see. I don't. Let me.
I mean, they've had some pretty bad losses here.
Let me look. Let me pull them up real quick.
You lose at
and
home.
they should have won. They should have lost to the Browns too. So they play at Washington next.
So let's say if they lost. Let's say if they lost that game to the Browns, they'd be 1-4.
Yeah, they would be out.
What would we be saying about the Chiefs right now? What would we be saying? You told me to pump my brakes.
I mean, this was
before we started this podcast. When I told you we're putting a fork in them.
Yeah,
you told me that while we were even.
Oh yeah, if they lost that one to the Browns, then yeah, I wouldn't have probably said that.
So if they lose this week,
if they lose to Washington
to Washington,
it's a very, very awful start. There's a chance.
I will put them in the freezer because they're done.
Yeah. So their next 3 games, they play at Washington, at Tennessee.
You want to talk about a team that's moving up
and
too
then
much?
home against the Giants.
This next team shouldn't have moved anywhere.
Well, they shouldn't have moved in the first place to where they're moving from. Had 10 to move to 9. I'm not even happy about that move because it shouldn't even be that high in the first place, okay?
Yeah, this is like a 15th place.
Because this was like, rubber banding on all this stuff. It was a good game. The Browns' defense was decimated, like we talked about before.
I like how they lose and go up. That's great. You literally were just talking about other teams that lost and moved up.
Are you serious? Those teams are garbage. You want to go back to those teams? Or you just moving forward? Chops here. 9 moved up to 8. LA moved from 9 to 8.
I still think the Rams should be higher than this. This seems. They lost to the Cardinals. Come on.
You're just all about ooey gooey with Matthew Stafford. That's all it is.
Ooey gooey. I'm in love. All right.
I know you are.
Ooey gooey. Look, ooey gooey don't even begin to start where it
Baltimore is ranked 7. They
don't you
back
move me
spots.
on.
Yeah,
Baltimore wins and goes back 2.
Yeah, that's a little bit much.
But that's because you almost lost to the Colts and you probably should have.
They should have never been losing that bad in the beginning to even have a chance to lose the game.
Talk about teams moving back after a win.
Yeah. Green Bay Packers, again, moved back 2 spots from 4 to 6.
All right, I totally skipped ahead a bit, and I am not happy about this next one.
I know. LA Chargers moved from 7 to 5.
How the hell are they 5?
What do you mean? You think they're higher than that?
Yeah, I think they're higher. I think they're at least 4.
I mean, they did. Who do they beat?
They're 4. They should be 4. The Cowboys should not be ahead of them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I saw that earlier too.
The Cowboys are not a full team.
At 4. I don't think the Cowboys are 4. I think they could flip that pretty easily.
Oh no, that's where I think it should be. I think it should be flipped.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
And when we get to the top 5, like top 10, we should be a little bit more strict.
This is. Yeah, I'm a little, we're in the top 3 now, okay?
We're skipping the Cowboys at 4? Or I guess that is pretty irrelevant.
No,
so Cowboys at 4. Yeah, we'll move on.
4. Tampa Bay is at 3. They moved back 1 from 2 to 3. This was a horrible mistake on their end.
I don't know.
This is a good call at all.
I actually don't know. I don't know. Because they almost lost to the Patriots, right? Granted, I know it's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but I'm talking. This is week to week, though, so that's what they're looking at. And but it's more or less a week to week.
This isn't just week to week. This is where they're standing at, like right now.
The way that they're playing it is a week to week basis, and you can see that all these drastic moves that he's doing all the time. I don't think moving them, if that's the case, then not the Falcons, the Arizona Cardinals should be number 1. They haven't lost a game.
I'm not saying by record. I'm saying by the teams they've played.
Yeah,
in
but
the way you played.
This is
professiontional football. This means if you almost lose to certain teams, like I'm not on board with that.
You win a game. Yeah, so anyway, Arizona Cardinals went from rank 1. They were number 1. They went back to 2. They're number 2 now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that either. I think this was an overreach because the Bills just crushed the Chiefs, which other teams have crushed the Chiefs now and beaten
the Bills
Chiefs.
are ranked number 1. But I think what the show, like you said, I think what shows this is that Chiefs are just in a limbo mode right now. We don't know where they're going to be. Are they just having an off year, or is it just off beginning of the season, or are they going to step up? Is something going to happen with them? They did get, the Bills were the better team in that game for sure. But I don't think jumping them above the Arizona Cardinals was a good call as well. I think the Cardinals should have been at number 1 still. But the Cardinals had a close game, right? They won 17-10, so their game was even closer. So you had to,
Yeah, I think that's in division. I think we got to stop judging games based off we got to stop judging other teams based off the Chiefs are doing if the Chiefs are doing crappy, right? Like the Chiefs aren't like this dynasty. All right, Mahomes, sit down. They're
they've been a good team for the past 2 or 3 years, so they've been a really good team.
I mean, Andy Reid is a great coach.
When you win a Super Bowl and then go and then lose back to back, you got to give them credit as being one of the best teams, and they've just had a rough start of the year.
Is terrible.
Yeah, they're showing
defense
it.
Is hot garbage. But you know what time it is, right, Doug? You know what time it is? You're down by 4.
Pick time.
It is time
I'm about
for
to
the battle.
make up at least 1 on this.
It is battle time, baby.
Let's
Duck and I both went. We broke even on our picks. We both won 4. We went 4-4. We went 10-6 for the week. Pretty good. I still say we did pretty good going 10-6. I'm only 4 ahead of you. I feel I've been walking around with my big boy pants thinking I'm like 8 ahead of you. Like I should be taking it easy on you.
No,
but I no longer feel that way. Now that I know I'm only 4, I guess it's time to take the big boy pants off.
All right.
And I'll leave the coin flip up to you. Do you want to take the first pick or defer?
I'll pick first. What are we picking? Which one?
All right, we have the Buccaneers versus the Eagles at home.
Buccaneers.
I'm going Bucks as well. No way. Yeah, nope. Not getting me on that one, Chief. Nope. All right. This is the one that it's the Dolphins against the Jaguars at home.
Woo. At London, right?
Yeah, London Bridge. Oh, baby, is this gonna be? I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. First off, what did London do to get these crappy games?
First
they get the Jets and the Falcons. Now they get the Dolphins and the Jags.
Yeah.
I mean, this is 2 crappy teams going to London. I can see this going either way, but I'm going to go with my heart and say the Jacksonville Jaguars get their first win of the season, baby.
You would pick them, wouldn't you?
Were you going to pick them?
I'm picking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, they got to get this win. If any win... If they get 1 win, this is the one win. I said they were
at home, but it's not really a home game.
No, this is both away for both. So I think this is this is technically their home game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah.
I think they get the win. You pick first here. This should have been a lock weeks ago. The Chiefs against the Washington football team. Washington at home.
Chiefs.
You on the Chiefs?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You ready for your surprise upset of the week?
Mm-hmm. Sure. If you want to,
if you
are wanting to lose one, you go ahead and pick.
Upset of the week. Upset of the week.
Well, here we go.
All right. Let me give my explanation.
Sure.
The Washington football team has the worst field in the NFL. Running quarterbacks get hurt non-stop on this field. A quarterback has almost lost his leg because of the training staff. This defense is not as bad as people say. We're going to the Washington football team.
With all that, there's still no chance. There's still no chance.
I'm going to say this. I think someone gets hurt this game. Okay, maybe I think Tyreek
All
Hill
I'm
might
saying
get hurt.
is you might be getting hurt because your feelings are going to get hurt because they're going to get stomped.
All right. Well, that's my upset pick. That's you should feel comfortable catching up. But you know what? That's gonna be the one.
I'm going to.
What's sad is you're gonna win on the other games, but this will be the this will be the game I win because that's how last week was.
You're not going to win this one, but go ahead. What's the next one?
Rams versus the Giants. Giants at home. The Rams.
Yeah, I already have them picked. Yeah, that's no brainer.
The Rams. All right, here we go. Texans going up against the Colts at home. I already know who I'm picking. You know who I'm picking.
Colts.
That's who you're picking?
Sure. Yep.
Colts? I'm going Colts too. But this is an in-division game. You know how I feel about in-division games.
Yeah.
I think any team can win, even if it's the worst team in the world. You play them twice a year, every year.
Colts is a tough place to play, though, too. So.
Why do I got to pick the next one, man? The heartbreaking. I got the Bengals versus my heartbreaking Lions. Sucks. It sucks. I don't even wanna. I don't wanna.
I already got this one locked in.
My heart wants me to do this, but I said I would never do it again. I'm. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Lions, and I'm only going with it because I feel that cry, that last game. It's going to inspire them at home to step it up, and we're going to pull it out. I think this is the one. I think the inspiration of that game, they're going to come out, they're going to show it. I think the Bengals are going to be Debbie Downers after losing by a field goal. They feel defeated, and I'm going to wish upon a star.
I don't know. Pretty tough. You talked a lot about the Bengals and Chase and stuff that's happening over there. But this is where the Lions get their first win.
Ooh-hoo.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, baby. All right. That's next up. We have the Packers going against the Bears at home.
The Bears and the Packers.
In division. You know how I feel about those games.
Yeah.
In the Windy City.
You always say, yeah, whatever. That don't matter.
It's not like Aaron Rodgers played there.
I'm going Packers
times.
on this one.
I'm slamming dunk Packers right now.
Yeah.
Easy pick for me.
Wait, you said you would pick the Packers.
I hate the Packers so much, I'm going to take the Packers. You think I'm taking a rookie QB just because he won 2 games?
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, they almost beat the Browns.
All right, the Chargers going against the Ravens. Ravens at home. I'm going Chargers. Slam dunking for me.
Yeah, I've got to follow suit because I just cannot pick the Ravens.
You don't want to try and catch up. You don't want to,
No, I can't. I'm going to catch. I'm one at a time. This is a long season, bud. One game at a time.
You were saying last week was like, you know what? I got to get back ahead.
One game at a time.
Hold on. You know what? It probably has to. This is why Duck picked that. Let me go back. I got to go back to last week because what this has to do with was what pick was that? Let me find that pick. You wait till I find that pick. This is when you took the Jags over the Titans. We talked about that pick where you're like, yeah, I made a mistake there. I shouldn't have done that. My bad. All right, Doug, you're up next. Let's see if he sticks to his guns. Vikings going against the Panthers at home.
You don't even have to ask me. Just write it down. Vikings are going to win.
Vikings?
The Panthers have no chance.
Our second game that we're different on. I'm taking the Panthers, and I'm taking them by 2 touchdowns.
No.
I'd like to double
wait a minute. Wait.
I'd like to double it by 2 touchdowns.
If you say by 2 touchdowns, that means if They lose.
No,
If
that's
Vikings
just me being
lose.
cocky. That's just me
Oh
being cocky. There's no
no! Write
bonus.
it down. You said it. It counts.
All right, next up. This might be where we differ as well. I'm up first. The Browns are at home, hosting the Arizona Cardinals, who I think win the game. Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going Browns. This is a home game for
He
the
can't.
Browns. I think
This
we'll
is
get a
how
couple
you
guys
know
back.
he's a real homer.
Jarvis
Will
Landry is
never
going to be
take.
back. So
Will never take
I
against
am.
the Browns. He
I'm
will
not an
die
analyst.
on this sword.
You're done right. I don't care about being an analyst and picking the true exact who you think.
Listen, this is
Get out
why
of here with
I
that
will
garbage.
win. I have picked against the Lions many of times.
I mean, I could change mine right now because I think the Bengals will probably win that game. But I'm not taking that chance because I think a home game after what happened in that last game, it's either going to be a dumpster fire and they're just going to get decimated, or they're going to have a close game and win it. So,
all right. Well, you're up next. Raiders going against the Broncos, who are at home.
Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos too. There's no way I think that the Raiders are coming back after that. You're going to Mile High. Nope.
Yeah. And all the issues, it's not happening.
I think this is another good game. The Cowboys going against the Patriots. Patriots at home. I pick first. This is hard for me because I want to pick the Patriots. I really do. And I don't think the Cowboys are this exceptional team. The Patriots have been hanging in there against some really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bill Belichick still has his defensive magic. I just don't. Like, when I look at the Patriots offense, I'm not, like, scared. You know what? I'm going Cowboys. I can't. Like, when I start comparing them, I just can't. I got to go Cowboys.
Yeah, there's still a lot of immaturity on the Patriots offensive team, so I'm definitely going with Cowboys.
I will say this. I won't be surprised. You know, Jamie Collins cut by the Lions, goes back to Bill Belichick and the Patriots.
Mm.
You know, that's his
system.
This
is the second time he's been there.
Second time. It's his system, though. You know, it's where he knows he's a system guy. I've come to realize that. You know, it's like Kyle Van Noy, drafted by the Lions, dropped by the Patriots year after year, goes to another team, gets dropped, goes right back. He's a starter for the Patriots. To me, he's a straight up system guy. I mean, but they work well in that system, so. It's for them, but I think the maturity for the Cowboys is what's going to win it. Ooh, I think we might split here. You're up first here. Seahawks going against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home. I'm going to write my pick.
I'm a little unsure if
I can't write unsure.
Russell Wilson's going to be starting. That's what I don't think he is, right? I think he's out.
Oh, he's out. He's out for at least 6 weeks.
So I'm going Pittsburgh on this one. There's no way that Geno Smith can do anything. He did nothing in the Jets. He's done nothing anywhere else he has been. So we saw a flash of him doing well, and then we saw the true
Geno on that
throw. Right at the end. So it's going to be the same thing. So.
Ooh, we have our first bye weeks. I wasn't ready for this. Our first bye weeks. The Jets, Falcons, 49ers, the Saints are on a bye week. I wrote down 16 games. I got to cross 2 of these off. So our last game, Monday night, will be the Bills going against the Titans. Titans at home. I pick first here. I think this could be a close game. Monday night. Titans aren't. They're a gritty team. They're like the Lions, just that can win games. They're gritty, but they can win games. They have actual players on their team. But you just can't get me to not pick the Bills here. Just hands down, just too good of a team, and there's no way they lose to the Titans, right?
Yeah, their offense is clicking right now. Defense is doing well, as good as well too. I think they'll slow down.
Down for that.
Henry, the Bills are going to win this one.
All right, Bills. So we separate on 3 games ourselves here. You believe, which is absolutely outrageous, that the Chiefs are going to beat Washington.
You're going to be up by 1 after this week. So
I'll be up by what?
Yeah, because I'm winning all 3 of those.
Oh no! I thought I meant up 1 for the week, which I wouldn't. I might say yes. We differ that the Chiefs. I think Washington is going to beat the Chiefs. That's my upset.
Yeah,
I've had an upset every week. That's my upset.
Yeah.
Panthers. I believe the Panthers are going to beat the Vikings. I think this is going to be a good game, but I really do believe the Panthers are going to beat those Vikings. And this is where the Homer loses a game for sure.
Yeah, Homer. I have to go.
Homer loses a game because he takes the Browns over the Cardinals, which we both know the Cardinals are beating the Browns. But I will say this: if the Browns beat the Cardinals, we really start talking about the Browns as a serious competitor.
We saw
if they beat them, they are a serious competitor because, like I've been very high on Kyler Murray. I've been very high on this coaching staff.
But I've
been very high in this defense.
Right? Yeah. We saw how they played. They played very pedestrian last week, and I think that's going to continue. And the Browns are going to come back from this loss that they should have won.
That look down, look up.
Yeah, I mean, giving up 26 points in the fourth quarter is atrocious. But I don't see that happening again. So.
I still can't believe we're only 4 apart. I felt like I was a mile ahead, to be honest with you.
I said you're about to be 1. So
what I really think it was is I had a 17, in that bracket of losses, and I think having that 1 digit, that 1 in there, and you still had a 2. I think I felt really too good about that. I feel the same about they give a 3 in yours. I got a 40, 4. I'm still riding it, but yeah, I think I go up by +2 this week at least. At least +2.
You're dreaming here, bud. You're dreaming.
At least maybe a plus. Actually, I can't go +2, can I? No, I go +1. Because if I lose 1, you win 1, and then I win the other one, I can't go +2 unless we have a tie. If we get ties, we count this as a loss. I guess we'll put an asterisk on there that we have a tie, right? We'll just put a third bar in there.
Sure.
Or do we just count that as a loss? Because we should have predicted that.
What do you mean on what game? If there is a tie at all in any of the games?
Yeah. I don't know what to do. You know what? Praise be that there will never be a tie. See, your mic can't even handle it. I think your mic is really trying to say
raising his hand.
It's that time.
It's time. Right.
It's time to say goodnight to everyone. Say thank you for coming out and watching these live. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Whether you're in the chat, just sitting there lurking, we love it. We really appreciate it. I see all the views on the Twitch. You guys really like where you're watching it on the Twitch. We appreciate that. But we do have a YouTube channel.
The YouTubes.
Which one of us needs to start posting these on time.
You need to be getting a exclamation point set up for this so that we don't have to keep searching for it every time. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Look at this man. Put me on blast. Like straight up. Right on blast.
I'm putting it out loud for you right now.
You're going to be old John Cena next week. Let me get a picture of old John Cena wrinkling down.
I mean, sometimes the truth hurts, I'm just saying, but here, I'll make you feel
we
better
do
with
post
that
YouTube.
too.
Oh, that's so sweet. You should have waited.
And what else do we have?
You would have had a sweet alert.
Oh, it's okay.
Now we get nothing. That's not cool.
What else do we have to share too on our what is it called?
We have our Discord. Is it Discord? Discord? Yeah, we do have a Discord.
No. Discord.
Yeah, we've been working on that well. We have a gaming podcast on mostly Wednesdays. When James doesn't, have a family emergencies flying through the roof or he's sick. I will say this. I have toughed it out for our NFL podcast. And I hope our fans appreciate it. I have really toughed it out where there's been a couple weeks I've tried it. I've sounded like hot garbage. I've had coughing fits, and then for the gaming one, I'm like, dude, I can't do it.
Oh, today has been an awful day for me too.
I know,
so
Doug. You sound great.
I'm surprised.
You look all right. I know I'm here. I'm bringing it down a little bit. Let me if I take my bandana off, you look a lot. Oh yeah, I take my bandana off. I look like a solid 5. You are like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I
10.
take the
Whoa.
bandana comes off, and I got I look like a 5. But that's our ramble for the end of the show. Again, we
Yes,
really appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Please like, subscribe, comment, all the jazzy stuff. We're still new to this, but we love doing it. We really enjoy it, and many more things coming. The fall of the Duck Empire is here because Vanilla is taking over. I may only be up by 4, but we'll see you guys next week for when I crush and go up by 3 more.
I don't think so.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe. I didn't hit the end stream button. I winked. I'm trying to hit it while I wink.